Okay. Good evening, everyone. We call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. I recognize that we have a quorum present with all members in attendance. We do have two additions to the agenda. The first addition is under new business, letter F, number 14 under personnel, letter C, employment, number 6, Kennedy Clark as an instructional assistant at Cloverdale Elementary School. An additional item F under new business. We have documents from Core Construction that need to be approved. 15A is the guaranteed qualified price sheet, and letter B is the qualified public trades partners document. Could I have a motion to approve those two additions?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Mann. Could I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve the additions to the agenda. Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, could I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the amended agenda. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Mrs. Stokes, did we have anybody wish to address the board this evening?
We did not.
Okay, we'll move on to routine matters. I have a request to approve the minutes for the work, executive, and regular sessions held on October 13th, 2025, and a tentative agreement and executive sessions held on October 27th, 2025.
I'll move the minutes for the work regular session on October 15th and the tentative agreement and executive session on October 27th.
I'll second.
That was Katrina. Thank you, Mr. Mann. Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. I have a motion and a second to approve the aforementioned minutes of the 13th and the 27th of October. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand.
I don't think I was here for that tentative agreement. I'm going to abstain.
No, you weren't. Okay. So I have
Does the phone
five.
conversation
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. 601.
Yep.
Claims and financial reports. Mr. Linton.
This evening, I'm requesting the board to approve claims and financials. We had two payrolls and then claims since our last board meeting for a total of $2,782,986.87.34.
Motion to approve claims and financial reports.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the claims and financial reports as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we move on to communications with our students of the month.
Are you ready?
I'd like to introduce the board tonight and our people in our audience to Jared Vaughn. She is a fourth grader in Miss Gillespie's class, and tonight she brought her mom, Mrs. Vaughn, with her, and her brother Spencer, who's a seventh grader, and Everett, who is a kindergartner. And Jared's been enrolled in our school since she was in kindergarten, and I look forward to seeing how well she grows and learns at our school corporation. And Miss Malik, you're very lucky to get Jared next year in fifth grade because she's a student that is always where she needs to be. She's always doing what she needs to be, and she's always making the right choices. And that is something we as teachers appreciate a lot. She's very active in a number of athletic events. She loves to be in competitive cheer. And that's something I don't know a lot about, but you travel all over the state of Indiana for competitions, is that right? And that's something that I think is definitely an exciting thing. She also is very active in Girl Scouts. And she has been a Girl Scout since in kindergarten, is that right? Yeah. And her mother also helps with the Girl Scouts. So that's a family and kind of gift that you do together, isn't it? When she grows up, she would like to be a doctor, and she's well on her way to that because she's a straight A student in our school and highly successful. So board and people in our audience, I would say congratulations to Jared and Vaughn. Very good job. And Mom, you should be proud of her as well. Our next student is a third grader in Miss Roberts' room. So, Rowan, where did you get to? There you are. Will you come on up? And I gave Rowan an assignment right before we entered the board meeting. And I said, all you have to do tonight is introduce your family. So, who did you bring with you?
My mom, dad, my uncle, and my two brothers, Rowan and my name, Emmy and Dexter.
He did a great job. And that's one of the reasons why she is our student of the month at Cloverdale Elementary. Mrs. Roberts had nothing but praise to say about Rowan in class. She says that she's always helpful to her friends and she's always on task. What else would you like to say, Miss Roberts?
Just done the right thing. She's one that you want for children, but for your own.
Did you know your teacher can say those nice things? That's pretty good. You have to give her a big thank you tomorrow. And she has an excellent attitude and work ethic, Mr. Sandy says. And Mr. Sandy says that she's a joy to have in music and PE. At school, she enjoys math. And what other subject do you like?
Like language arts.
Language arts. She's a girl after my own heart. She loves reading books. And I don't think there's a person in the room who would disagree that reading is the best way to learn. So that is a real good attribute to have. She also enjoys ballet. And I don't know a lot of people who enjoy ballet. And she enjoys riding her bike. And when she's not at school, she enjoys spending time with her family. When she grows up, she'd like to be a teacher. And Rowan, I tell you, in about 15 years, if you come back to Cloverdale Elementary, we will hire you as a third grade teacher. How's that? So we're very honored for the month of November for Rowan to be our Good Citizen of the Month. You get a plaque too. There you go. And I'd like to say to the board, you will see these students tomorrow in our Veterans Day program. Fourth graders are going to be singing 2 songs at the Veterans Day program, and third grade will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you're able to attend tomorrow at 9 a.m., you will at least know 2 people that are in the program.
Cloverdale Middle School has 2 students of the month. Our first one is from October. This is Ella Bailey, and Ella was nominated by our 8th grade teachers. When I asked Ella what she does to be successful in school, she says she just gets her work done on time. And her favorite school subject is math. Ella loves sports, specifically volleyball and softball. And I personally really enjoyed watching Ella on the volleyball team this year because she is a great leader. She's always encouraging to her teammates. And it was clear just from the games that I went to that you like to keep everyone together and on task to the goal of winning, which I think is a really special quality in a middle schooler. I asked Ella what she wanted to do when she grew up, and she's uncommitted at this time. I asked your teachers if they had things to say, and Mr. Jackson said that you are a fantastic student, always has a great attitude, and willing to help others whenever you can. Mrs. Halloran said that you're a shining star, and that you exemplify what it means to be the student of the month. Your volleyball coaches both said that you're an amazing young lady, very smart, very funny, and always a joy to be around. Mrs. Rady said that she's very excited to see the future for you because she knows that there's going to be all kinds of success for you. Mrs. Smith said that you're a pure joy to have around, that you excel academically, and you're a wonderful role model. And Mrs. Schroeder also said that she really enjoys getting to know you this year and that she loves the stories and that sometimes you get a little embarrassed and she gets to make you turn all shades of red. So overall, we are just really thankful for Ella in our school, and we're happy to present her as our October Student of the Month. And then Emma. Emma is our November Student of the Month. This is Emma Naughton. Emma was nominated by the 7th grade teachers. I asked Emma what she does to be successful in school, and she says she studies and turns her work in on time. Her favorite school subject is science, and that's because it's in line with her future career goals. She would like to be a forensic anthropologist when she grows up. In her spare time, Emma enjoys to draw. She is a fantastic artist. I'm always checking on Emma at lunchtime because her and her friends have sketchbooks at lunch and they draw amazing pictures. They're very talented. So I always ask them what they're drawing, and they usually have a nice little backstory for me. So that's a nice, fun moment at lunch. Emma's teachers had great things to say. Mr. Jackson said that Emma always gets her work done on time and holds herself to a high standard of excellence. She has a great attitude and is always willing to help others. Mrs. Cope said Emma is always polite, gets her work done, and she's willing to help others. She participates in class and asks insightful questions. Mrs. Wetter said that you have a brilliant mind. She enjoys watching you work and knows that you're going to grow in leaps and bounds. Mrs. Smith thinks you're an outstanding problem solver, and that you always do the best because you have high expectations for yourself. And Mrs. Bailey said you're a joy to have in class, that you're extremely bright and a wonderful writer, and that you have a quiet leadership that's easy to see in the classroom. And so we are very happy to present Emma as our November Student of the Month.
Good evening. Be hard for me to follow all that, but I'm going to try with High School Student Month, Addison Collins. Always reflect a little bit on this evening because I think it's great for Cloverdale, but I love it when it's not a senior getting the award. I think when seniors get the award, it's kind of tough because they can't go back and take this evening and kind of reflect on it and do better things when their senior year and help lead the school. But Addison will be back another year. She's only a junior. We're excited. She is the daughter of Thomas and Jennifer Collins. Like I said, she's a junior, and she loves art and business. She likes drawing, photography, and volleyball. She's pretty much involved in everything. Student council, Lighthouse, or student Lighthouse team. She's an ambassador, cumulative honors, and high honor roll. Her future plans are to attend a four-year college of her choice, possibly join the National Guard, own or manage her own business, travel, and start a family. So she's got aspirations already as a junior. A lot of teachers wrote some good things to say. Mr. Varn said Addison is an intelligent, hardworking, and creative student. I love having her in my class because she was always involved. She produced high-quality artwork and showed great insight. Mrs. Scott, who's also here this evening, had Addison in college, or sorry. You wish Addison's a student that works hard to complete assignments on time. She is helpful to her peers and works well in groups. Addison is a great student to rely on and help, also in student council. She recognizes that. Mr. Schnepp said, as far as Addison, she is a super good student who is considerate and kind to others. Academically, she completes work on time to the best of her ability. He said she's a good egg. Mr. Turk said, congrats, Addison, on your well-deserved selection on Student of the Month. You personify and epitomize the best of not only scholars, but we all desire in society. While your grades and scholarship are at the highest level, they are exceeded by the good you do out in others and the impact you make in our school. Whether it's running our JAG social media, competing in class as a volleyball player, or simply being a friend and supporter to many throughout the halls, you truly represent the best of all of us. Congratulations. Last but not least, Mr. Richards said, I've had Addison in my classes for the past 2 years. Addison has a bright outlook on life, and she shines in her endeavors. She is a very intellectual, smart, and clever. She has a strength in business subjects and leads her class in accounting. Because of all of her strengths, I appointed her to the president of the Cloverdale first-time BPA, Business Professionals of America. I expect great success in her future. And I will note that I've never passed Addison in the hallway since she's been at Cloverdale High School where she's not smiled and said something positive to me. So High School Student Month for November, Addison Collins. All right. Thank you. Some of you have been around a while. You come up here. You can stand on. Renee won't there. It's okay.
Don't be shy.
No, some of you have been around a while, and we've reflected, just lately. Last Thursday, 40 years, I think she had at Cloverdale High School. Mrs. Phipps passed, English teacher, and she was my English teacher, Tracy's English teacher, Chelsea. Most of you had her in school. She was a beacon, and she was a pillar in our school. And so it's nice that we have people like that. Well, as I started today writing and thinking about this, I was thinking about Tracy is a protege of Mrs. Phipps. She spent her entire time in English. There are some things that are a little separate. Mrs. Phipps came from a different time where you taught, and we had a few activities, but not like today. We have a lot of activities. Matter of fact, it makes up probably for 90% of the school, just the activities. So when you go to hire people, you got to hire people for activities too, because they got to do a little bit outside the classroom, not just teach. And so Tracy is the one of those teachers that's a new wave that actually spends more time outside the classroom taking care of things. I think over the years I've been principal at Cloverdale High School, there's not a position that she's not held, from student council on down to yearbook to lead teacher, just taking care of the prom every year, just all those activities. And I think it takes a special person to do that. And sometimes they don't get recognized because you look past them. You know, you're looking into the forest, you see the forest, but you don't see the trees. And Tracy's a tree. She's there.
A tall tree.
And the good thing, a tall tree. But I do note this. She's raised two great students and two great people. Braden and Branson are two great Cloverdale people. And I always said Branson was a lot like me. He was the town kid. Everybody took care of. So we always look back and laugh, but they're the epitome of what, a Cloverdale family is. And so tonight, the high school wanted to recognize her for all of her efforts, not only teaching for 30 years, but also being the person that when you don't have a cross-country coach in the middle school, if you don't have a track coach, you don't have a volleyball coach, you go to Tracy, and she'll at least do it 1 year. Now, I'm going to say after that 1 year, there is a reflection. She's going to tell you, but that's okay. That's part of it. But if you don't have the doers like Mrs. Scott in your building, it makes it really tough. So it makes my job a lot easier. So tonight, the high school would like to recognize Tracy for her efforts at Cloverdale High School, as well as Cloverdale Community Schools, for all the things you've done for us over the years. Okay?
Roger?
Well, I guess teacher of the year, right? Not teacher of the month.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for all coming. All for you. Thank you for all coming. Can I invite Parker Pritchard up, please? How are you, Parker? Good. Parker, who'd you bring tonight?
My mom, my daddy, my papa, and my sister.
Awesome. Can you guys stand up, please, for me? Yeah. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to announce Parker Pritchard as the Citizen of the Month for November for the SRO Citizen of the Month. He's a fourth grade student. And Parker has been a student over at Cloverdale for 6 years now, is what I'm told. Is that right? Okay. Well, I've been told, and I do see on you that you always have a smile on your face. Excellent attendance. You have the privilege and the honor of being the flag person in the morning, right? This morning was kind of hard though, huh? Yeah. Didn't stick your tongue on the pole, did you? Okay, good. Not like me when I was a kid. You learn quick. But I commend Parker. We worked together a few times to raise the flag up, and it was a joint endeavor because we're both trying to figure out why it's jammed and stuff like that. And I'm muttering some words under my breath, and Parker is calm and collected there in the corner, just watching. And I can tell he's taking it all in. He's a smart kid. He knows what he's doing. He strives for excellence. That's important, especially in school, but also outside of school. You're also on the honor roll. You were on the honor roll for the first 9 weeks. So that kind of echoes what I'm talking about here. You're a very smart kid. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Oh, man, that's great. We need tutors in math, by the way, if you don't mind. he is a very responsible person. That's why he was chosen to do the flag. And there's a lot of honor in that. So thank you for that, Parker. Excuse me. Very proud that Parker is here at CES. I'm very proud that I've gotten to work with Parker for a little while now, and Parker is going to do amazing things. I'm looking forward to working with you more, Parker, and I'm excited for your future here at CES. So thank you. I want to introduce Parker Pritchard as the 4th grade SRO Citizen of the Month. And let me, there you go, my friend. All right. And then the next person I'd like to invite up is Eli Fair. And Eli, can you come up for me? How are you, Eli? Good, good. All right, Eli, who'd you bring? All right, stand up, family. Let's see ya. Come on, come on. Don't make me order it. All right. That's fine. You know what jumped out at me? We asked the teachers to say something about the kids, and the first words on the page for Eli is remarkable. Eli is remarkable. He's kind, compassionate, and his personality radiates to those staff and teachers at Cloverdale, and to me too. Parker is a really good kid. He's always willing to lend a hand, and his smile brightens everyone's day. He excels academically and continues to amaze us with his ability to problem solve. Eli, what's your favorite subject? Math as well? Oh my, I love it. I love it. We need tutors. It's true. Most of the kids I talk to, what subject do you like? I like PE. What subject do you least like? Math. So I'm glad that you like math, my friend. That's a good thing to have. So we're proud of Eli, and I like Eli's a good kid. We chat sometimes. He's also another smart kid, really good at problem solving, really respectful, compassionate, concerning. So I want to introduce Eli Farron as the middle school SRO Citizen of the Month.
Well, before I let you all depart, I'm going to start with Tracy. Tracy knows this, but I've known Tracy since before she was born. And that she is involved in everything doesn't surprise me because that was her role model growing up with her mother and her dad. And they raised my generation. And so it's nice to see that she's continuing to raise generations here in Cloverdale. And Tracy, I apologize for all the times you had to go to softball games in maybe 4 or 5 a week during the summer. I apologize for that. To the rest of you young people, I think every month it can't get any better, but it does. And you have to know that from our viewpoint, you're what makes what we do worthwhile. The fact that you're good students, the fact that you're good people is really, really important. And we want to see you continue to grow and continue to aspire to great things. And we'll look forward to seeing what all that you do in your futures. And to the parents and siblings and grandparents that are here, thank you for raising these children at home and sending them to us. And it's just wonderful, and we just truly do appreciate everything you do to raise these children and let them be part of our school family. At this point, I am going to release all of the recipients and their entourages to the outer office for pictures. If you choose to come back in, you're more than welcome, but if you have other things to do on a Monday evening, we certainly understand that.
Well, that's a little breathing room.
To say we'll have two people and administrators left. That's it.
Maybe the temperature will drop 10 degrees now. Really hot.
Yep. JJ's going to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, week. Don't be nervous, JJ. Just the whole world watching.
Oh, wait, let me check to see if there's more than one follower.
Jamie is out
Go there
there. I was
forever.
gonna say, I was surprised not to see
That's what
Jamie,
she's proud.
but he's here.
Share collab. Think that right.
Okay,
So
So we are in the process of getting this athletic booster club up and running. As a lot of you know, it's been pretty much Mona Smith for many, many years. And my wife Dawn took over, and when I was hired in 2009 to help her, took it upon herself to step in and help. But it's pretty much just been those two for a long while. So we feel like it's time that, that we could hopefully get more interest in it, grow it, find ways to bring more money in, so we can continue to do great things for our athletes. The Booster Club we've had some meetings to discuss the ways to do that. We have an executive board of Mona and Dawn, obviously, since they're the root of the Booster Club. Sonny Stoltz and myself, Principal AD, and then we have also brought in Wendy Lee, Angela Mann, and Lisa Quiet. Just respected members of the community that have either had kids here that have graduated or still have kids within the system. So one being a middle school student that will be here for 4 more years, and then one that's a junior in high school that will be here for another year after this year. But we have met. We've agreed on a set of bylaws that we are going to use for the Booster Club. We do have 501c3 status, and at this point, we have put out a large survey. We had a awards banquet on Thursday last week, and this flyer was on the table when people walked in with the QR code. This exact flyer that you have in your hand that they can scan, and that will take them to a Google survey that has these Booster Club plan committees in there that they can select which ones they may or may not be interested in. I also sent this out through Harmony to every parent in the, or guardian in the corporation as a Google link. It's gone on our Cloverdale Athletics X page, Twitter page, and it also went on our CCSC Facebook page. So we're hoping to collect as much data as we can. At this point, we've had 2 responses, which we hope we get more than that, more interest in it than that. But what that survey will do for us is kind of give us an idea of what kind of involvement we can expect.
Who did you say you sent the email to?
Through
For the
just
high school.
Yes, just high school. Yeah, using our Harmony system, I can send an email to all parents. And actually, I think I did that for in middle school and high school. I did not go down to the elementary.
Yeah.
So, but the survey, we're hoping it'll give us an idea of what interest we have in being part of Booster Club, and not only that, what committees these hopeful people that we have will be interested in, because we're going to meet again. This is kind of a big plan right here with so many different committees at the time. So we're going to start smaller, and the survey will kind of narrow it down to the first 2 or 3 that will begin to try to do and keep it a smaller scope so we can get this on the ground. And if we try to do too much at once, I think we'll flounder in what we're trying to do. So we plan to try to initiate the committees in 2 or 3 of these in the spring of this year. And then also set a goal at our next meeting of what money that we could bring in outside of concessions for the Booster Club. And again, we're probably going to set a goal that we feel that we could attain. I don't, have any idea that we're going to bring in $25,000 in our first year of doing this. So, but I think goals are important and establish kind of where we might fall as we try to grow this Booster Club. So at this point, we're just waiting on survey results. The executive board, we're meeting again on November 19th to try to hone some of these in, these 2 or 3 in, set some expectations on what each of those 3 would be once we know and can identify the top 3 of these and go from there. So it's been a work in progress. It's taken some time, but we feel like at this point we've got a good plan in place, and hopefully this spring we can start. So.
Any questions from anybody?
All right. Thank you, JJ.
We have no old business, so we will proceed to new business. And our first item is to approve our contractual agreement between the school corporation and the Teachers Association. Mr. Linton, would you like to make some comments on this, please?
Yes. First of all, I want to thank the CEA co-presidents for working with the school corporation, specifically me, as we've worked to settle the contract this year. Once again, we feel like we've come up with a fair settlement that reflects the financial structure of where we're at as a school corporation. Our teachers will be all taking one step on the pay schedule, and then also an additional $1,500 will be added to our base throughout that schedule for a total of $2,600 to the base for all of our certified staff. We are proud of our staff, and I know that the board, speak for the board when I say we appreciate the opportunity to be able to make sure that we pay our teachers in a way that will keep them here.
Absolutely. Any questions from Mr. Linton? Entertain a motion to approve the contract as presented.
I'll move to approve the contractual agreement between Cloverdale Community School Corporation and the CEA.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Mann. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the contract between the school corporation and the Teachers Association as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. And I would like to thank Mr. Steffi and Mr. Tyler for their work in working with Mr. Linton to get this done. And I think Cloverdale can be very proud of where we stand, especially in relationship to the rest of the county. And for edification, we are now at the top of the beginning salary in the county, and we do exceed, for press purposes, the minimum amount required by the state. We hit that before last year, so we're in good shape. And I want to thank all parties involved in the negotiation and getting us there, because that's our goal. It's to be at the top. Moving on, next, approval of pay increases for our non-certified employees.
In your board packet, I provided a variety of different pay increases for our non-certified staff. Again, the attempt was made to make sure that employees in this classification are as close to county average or higher as possible. So requesting board approval this evening.
Motion to approve the pay increases for non-certified employees. I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the pay increases for our non-certified employees as presented in our packet. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve pay increases for our administrators.
This evening, requesting a $2,600 base pay increase for all building administrators that were outlined in your board packet this evening.
I motion to approve the pay increase for administrators. I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the pay increases for our administrators. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, a request of approval for our Teacher Appreciation Grant Program.
As you are aware, the TAG program is significantly different this year compared to what we've had in the past. And for the 25-26 school year, Cloverdale qualifies for 12 teachers to receive the TAG award. I'd like to thank the building principal team for helping devise the plan that you found in your packet. It was very comprehensive, but it did follow Indiana code. We look forward to the process, and I met with all of the teachers individually in their buildings to go through the packet of information, and I feel like we've tried to provide guidance that will allow a wide range of our teachers to be able to apply for the grant and be able to hopefully receive some of these funds. So recommend approval this evening.
Make a motion to approve the Teacher Appreciation Grant Program.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the Teacher Appreciation Grant Program. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve this school year's Title I grant approval and acceptance.
I don't have any other additional comments. Pretty standard.
Are they going to pay us?
Well, keep our fingers crossed.
Keep our fingers crossed. That's a federal fund right now, folks. Just, hopefully, maybe.
I'll move to approve to accept the Title I grant.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the grant, Title I grant approval and acceptance as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve a homebound instructor for the middle school.
Mrs. Millick had put this request in for a student that we have with some unique needs that will need to be on homebound for the foreseeable future. We just request your approval for the position.
I motion to approve the middle school homebound instructor. I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. I have a motion and a second to approve the homebound instructor for a middle school student. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve an additional instructional assistant position at the middle school.
I don't have any other comment.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the additional CMS instructional assistant position.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the additional middle school instructional assistant position. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve a stipend for the Clover Cafe manager.
This position is for the new coffee bar that we remodeled at the high school. We need someone that can help manage that, ordering supplies, managing the register, and all those kinds of things. We just request board approval this evening for that position.
Motion to approve the Clover Cafe manager stipend.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the stipend for the Clover Cafe manager. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, approval for a stipend for our EF tour liaison.
So for the last few years, our students have been allowed to travel internationally, and as that program continues to grow, we felt it was necessary to provide a stipend for our employee that's managing that program. We're hoping to see some substantial growth in the coming years. We plan to open our international tours up to all of our kids statewide that are in our online school and brick and mortar school. So be a substantial job for somebody.
I'll move to approve the request for the CCSC EF Tours liaison stipend.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Mann. Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve the stipend for the EF tours liaison. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve donations to the high school.
Most of the packet this evening had 6 donations made since our last board meeting for various clubs and activities going on at the high school. And once again, we always appreciate the community support and supporting our activities. But that was a pretty good month for the high school.
I'll move to approve the donations for Cloverdale High School.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the donations for the high school, which were very generous. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request for professional leaves.
I request the board to approve the leaves. We have 10 of those in your board packet this evening, as outlined in the packet.
I'll make a motion to approve the professional leaves.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Holtum. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the professional leave request as presented in the packet. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve field trips.
I request the board to approve field trips as outlined in your packet. We had 5 of those for your review.
I motion to approve the field trips. I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. I have a motion and a second to approve the field trip request. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, facility use request.
Request the board to approve facility use requests. We have 6 of those. All of those meet board policy and guidelines.
Make a motion for approval of facility use request.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve the facility use request as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next is our request to approve personnel as amended.
This evening, I am requesting the board to approve personnel as outlined in your board packet.
Motion for approval of personnel.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the personnel as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. And next, have a request to approve documents from CORE, the guaranteed qualified price sheet and the qualified public trade partner document. Would you like to say anything about that since you're here?
And would you say
Brian Schnepp with SCORE. They have been absolutely great to work with. We, as I've talked all along the way, anytime you can have a bid opening and it comes in substantially lower than what you were anticipating with a very healthy contingency fund in the overall budget, we're just very, very excited to get the project started after the first of the year, and look forward to a groundbreaking ceremony, I think sometime in March. But with that, I would request the board to approve both of these documents, please.
Make a motion to approve both core documents.
I'll second.
Go ahead, Don.
I'll second. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve both documents from CORE as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Is that okay with you? Okay. Just wanted to make sure it was okay. Next, we have board and superintendent comments.
I would just like to highlight the high school this evening. Service learning project last Friday. I know weather was a little bit of a concern as we went through the week, but Mr. Stoltz and his staff were able to pull it off, and I think it was another successful Friday, an opportunity for our kids to be out in the community and doing some good work. Mr. Stoltz, do you have any comments you'd like to make on that?
I appreciate the opportunity. I think that the best part about it is I've been getting notes about students who've been difficult pretty much all year. They've been the best workers, and so it's nice to call them and say, hey, let's do this the other 500.
There you go.
4 days. No, and we gave a little reward for it, so we think it's nice. Sometimes you don't see it in every one of them. You know, school's hard for them, but they get to do something they're good at. They kind of reflect on it. So it was great. It was a great day. Weather was beautiful.
It was.
Ended up being a good day.
And I'm going to thank you for the weather, because I think the idea of having a backup plan for this coming Friday was probably why you got good weather. And it's not snowing.
Comment.
Yes.
Nothing. But,
think it's an interesting question. I don't expect an answer tonight. Maybe
I'm
something in our
surprised.
retreat if we have time. I'd be curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on how are we going to handle this within the education of our kids?
I'm
Because on one
surprised.
hand, they need to know how to use it, obviously, but we don't want widespread cheating going on, and we want kids to actually learn something. So I don't know. Maybe it's something we talk about later,
Yep.
but
Good question.
I think part of it from my standpoint, we've already dealt with it. The teachers that we have, they reflect on the students' writings. You can tell when someone learned something or when they're, you actually, things in place, you can actually check work, see if it was the student's work or if it was copied by multiple people. So we've had a few students receive zero already. The one thing that one teacher said is they didn't want to curb creativity. They want people to ask other people's opinions, see what's out there, but they don't want to copy it. So they try to teach that. I'm not saying it's perfect, but also we're not the only school that runs into that break that brought attention. So we'll have more questions on it, but right now it's not been a real big issue, but there will be a day when probably they'll get smarter because they will do.
Mhm.
Good question.
It's a tool.
yeah,
It's a tool.
I can't. I wrote this.
There you go.
I did not.
Don't use Facebook, but you got that AI down. Huh?
I don't have anything down.
A couple of comments before we do dismiss. Um, in addition to the high school kids having a great day for their service learning, I think we would be remiss to not mention the successful season our football team has had with their winning record this year and coming within 7 points of being a sectional champion. Those kids have worked really, really hard, and it's been a good season for the kids and the coaches. And Cloverdale's got a good rep. And when the basketball team plays Sheridan in a scrimmage, let's beat up on Sheridan. The other one, as far as personnel goes, there is an item in there that Mr. Linton is going to retire officially at the end of his contract on June the 30th of 2026. He is going to remain in a different role with us. But I have to say this. Where is he? This gentleman up here, Arthur Johnson, who this building's named after, was my role model as a teacher and as an administrator. And people have accused me of using a meter stick as my measurement as opposed to a yardstick because a meter stick is longer. And I attest to that because I used to teach metrics quite a bit. But Mr. Linton has come as close to to my ideal of a superintendent of anybody I've worked with or been around. There are a lot of people that may be good at people skills. There may be people that are good around curriculum, and there are very few people that are really good at finances. And he clicks all the boxes for me. And I'm saddened that he's going to retire at this young age, but I'm also excited for him to enjoy his retirement. If he enjoys his retirement half as much as I'm enjoying mine, life is going to be good for Mr. Linton and Heather and his grandchildren. Anything else for the good of the order?
And the new
And the new grandchild that was just born. Congrats. I take it you've got the meeting.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah. Because of him, I mentioned somebody. We've had 7 hours sleep in the last 2 days.
There you go.
Great, worth it.
keeps you going.
Yes.
I vote on behalf of the administration. We'd be okay if you'd vote 7-0 to not accept it.
Well, we have already told him that if he changes his mind between now and June the 30th, that we would accept a rescinding of his retirement letter. So we're good with that. But you're right, and we've got a great administrative team, and it's a real joy to be on this board.
I appreciate
never-
the kind words, and it's been great working here. It's been I've had a few jobs, and this has by far been one of the most enjoyable. I've always had a very good board. It's one of the reasons I've stuck around as long as I have. It's been a good job, and I've enjoyed it. It's a little bittersweet leaving. I'll be honest, but when the time's right, it's right.
That's right. But don't come back and tell me you got 10 years of your life back. Okay. With that, we stand adjourned at 7:53 p.m. Thank you all. Have a safe trip home.
Yes, thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Just for a protest. So I'm glad you did, though.
Are you going to?
They're pretty young. Are they pretty young?
I didn't know that was
I'm not gonna